The wild and wonderful landscapes of the U.S. national parks celebrate their 100th birthday. Next year, the U.S. National Park Service turns 100. The centennial will be celebrated across the nation and in the 407 parks and historical sites maintained by the U.S. government. The U.S. Congress established the first national park, Yellowstone, in Montana and Wyoming in 1872. That was before they were states and were still just territories. Later, in 1916, President Woodrow Wilson formed the National Park Service to protect the wild and wonderful landscapes in the United States. There were 35 national parks and monuments when President Wilson created the Park Service. The United States was the first country in the world to set aside land for everyone to enjoy and to keep its natural state. Now, more than 100 countries have some national parks or similar land set aside for preservation. Sally Jewell is Secretary of the Interior. Part of her job is overseeing the National Park Service. She was in New York City kicking off a new program called Find Your Park. Secretary Jewell said, "Being outside helps both children and adults in today's computer-driven world. In this fast-paced society, where we've got instant information at our fingertips and things to distract our brains, there is little to distract our bodies, and that's why parks and open spaces are so important and even more important with each passing year." Yellowstone in Wyoming, Yosemite in California, and the Grand Canyon in Arizona are examples of the natural beauty found in the national parks. Independence National Historical Park in Philadelphia and Pullman National Monument in Chicago are two examples of the parks that preserve places where important historical events took place in the nation's history. The parks had nearly 293 million visits in 2014. The Golden Gate Park in San Francisco was the most popular with 15 million visits. There are 28 different kinds of national parks, and just recently, the 407th park was dedicated.